All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We took one trade today on Eval. We ended up we took it on two different Evals, Apex and MFFU. We ended up taking a nice profit on the Apex one, and then the MFFU one, we ended up getting stopped out break even. I just wanted to hold this for the 1500. I'm going to run through it really quick. This was the entry. So I got in at 34, I believe it was 25 634. Unfortunately, missed the shorts after, but I'm going to go through everything. I'm going to break down the market in the Discord tonight. So if you guys want to join, link is in the pinned comment. And if you guys need a discount sign up link to Alpha Futures, link is in the pinned comment as well. So today was No News Monday. Tomorrow we have a bank holiday, so for me, I wanted to just stick on Eval, try to build up, some more capital. I didn't really want to, go and risk today, just because just typically like the day before bank holiday, especially a No News Monday, is usually not going to be the greatest, and I just didn't want to start the week off and take anything kind of bad, you know what I mean, and then just throw the tempo off for the week. So just want to stay on Eval, try to make some progress. Again, you're still making progress, building up the capital. So coming into the market, I wanted to see a rotation back downwards. I wanted to see a move down to take out potentially all the way down to London low. And my overall targets, honestly, which might get hit later, was 4-hour CE right here. And as you can see, we had Asia low resting within that 4-hour gap right there. So we have 4-hour CE, Asia low, and the 6 p.m. open all laying right there. So I wanted to see price kind of flush through and just kind of give like a nice short entry if we manipulated higher. So coming into market open, we end up manipulating higher, but then we just continue to push and push up. So here I had a manipulation leg drawn from over here, and we had this this negative 3.5 up here, and it was also aligned with 1 hour the 50% mark of the 1 hour fair value gap right here. As you can see, let me just draw this really quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It was pretty much lined up right at around the same point. 53 and 47 was so right around there we had CE, this 1 hour gap lined up with that 3.5. And for me, obviously, I don't usually just trade standard deviation, but again, since this is eval and we were in an extended push to the upside, I figured that we could potentially catch a move to the downside and try to just catch something a little bit more different. I know how this works, and it was just something I was willing to take again on eval. I usually don't take these type of trades on funded. But anyway, price ends up coming up, manipulating to the upside, and we actually get a 5-minute continuation after that. But before we end up taking the short, we end up ticking into that level, and we end up getting a nice rejection. So I actually get a little bit of a later entry. I wanted to wait for like 30-second confirmation. We end up rejecting super fast, so I get a little bit of a late entry. My entry again was 25 634 25. I ran stops above the high, and so I think it was I ran a 15-point stop. I believe it was, 15-point stop, gave it some room, and then as soon as price came down and tapped into that 5-minute gap I was just talking about right here, I ended up taking profit on the one eval and just closing it out. After we started rejecting, I think I got out like in and around the middle of this wick or something like that. I went pretty heavy on the risk. That's how I ended up making the 1400 on that eval. And then the MFFU one, I just let it run because, again, I wanted to see this sell side get taken out, and I just was willing to let it run. Again, this was just eval, so I didn't really care, and I wanted the 1500. I only threw one con on the MFFU one. So we ended up getting taken out break even on that, which I was fine with. I didn't really care. And after that, we just chopped and chopped for a while. So I didn't end up taking anything after that because, again, we just pretty much ranged, if you look, from 10 o'clock all the way till about 10:35. So at this point, I was just kind of checked out and I didn't really want to take anything else. But obviously, we had that other opportunity for shorts right there. But it didn't really matter to me. Took the win on the eval, went into break even. So I was done for that. But if you guys actually look at this, I believe we had an SMT off the highs, I think, because ES made that higher high, NQ made the lower high, and then we were looking at the highest time frame inverse, or the first presented gap to get inverse, which was this 1 minute bullish FVG right here. We inverse the gap, you come back in, you could have entered somewhere in and on this retrace, you could have ran your stops, above this high, and then you could have targeted, potentially all the way down to London low. So this would have been a banger of a trade if you guys took this. Unfortunately, I didn't, because again, I was pretty much checked out at this point. This happened around 10:40 after we'd been ranging for over 30 minutes, so it is what it is. Wish I could have caught it, but it doesn't really matter. Again, I'm going to break down the whole day in the Discord tonight, so if you guys want to join, pull up, and I'll post the video on that probably like 5 o'clock or something like that. But yeah, so one win with the break even on eval, and then I pretty much just sat the rest of this out. Because when I see a range like this, I just don't want to jump into trades after, because we could have just seen manipulation continue higher. Even as crazy it is, that's just how this market's been going. So again, a little bit upset I didn't get to catch that move, but it is what it is. Tomorrow is a bank holiday again, so didn't want to go crazy, didn't want to do anything stupid going into a bank holiday. So tomorrow we're going to be sitting out, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we'll be back to normal. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, not the typical type of trade that I take, but since it was eval, and I just want to get this eval out of the way, I was willing to take this. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Till the next one, give me a like, subscribe, check out the links in the description, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.